What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check updates, the two new upcoming packages. Part one, the physical infrastructure package, which has already been passed in the Senate and is now waiting on the House of Representatives to fully pass it, and the next stimulus package, which has been announced by the Democrats at $3.5 trillion and is partially being passed now in the Senate. They have taken two votes on it, kind of steps in the voting process. And those first two votes were 50 Democrats voted yes, 49 Republicans voted no, and they have passed those first two steps in the voting process of passing the next stimulus package. There's no bill on it yet. There's no bill yet. There's no written bill on it. They're kind of passing a what they call a shell bill on that. We're expecting a bill sometime in the near future. I will keep you updated on the process of that. We'll be talking more about the stimulus package in this video, as well as Social Security raises. We have some new data, some new information out about Social Security raises in this video. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. I will keep you up to date on everything going on with our country, the next stimulus package, Social Security raises, and what's going on in Washington, D.C. Remember, new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on my YouTube channel. I'll keep you up to date with everything you need to know. Also, thanks for giving these videos a like. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And let's jump right in. We got a lot to cover. Okay, as you can see here on the screen, Social Security's cost of living adjustment, also known as the COLA or the annual raise, could be as high as 6.2%. So in comparison, last year's raise, or 2021's raise, was only 1.3%. So this would be around 4 times as high if it does end up being 6.2%. This could be the highest raise in almost 40 years. Yeah. So this would be a significant raise to Social Security. Yeah. Now, this does also mean that inflation is running very, very hot. I think most people know that inflation is running very, very high right now, which is somewhat normal when we come out of a recession. We also seen inflation run pretty hot when we ran out of the 2008 and 2009 recession. In fact, the last time we seen inflation run this high was when we came out of the 2008-2009 recession. Although the problem is with the virus averaging over 100,000 cases per day on average right now, we could be in this situation for a long time right now. It actually took us 4 to 5 years for us to come out of that last recession in 2008-2009. So yeah, it's probably not going to be just a snap of the fingers that we get out of this recession. As you can see here, new consumer price index data points to a possible 6.2% cost of living adjustment for Social Security recipients for 2022, according to the latest estimate from the Senior Citizens League. That's up from a 6.1% estimate from the nonpartisan Senior Advocacy Group projected last month. Social Security's annual COLA raise, or cost of living adjustment, is calculated each year based on the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, or CPI/W. By the way, you can see from this chart here, if we do get around a 6% raise, again, we'll have to see because the official number is expected to come out in October. This would be the largest raise going all the way back to the 1980s. So almost 40 years, this would be the largest raise. You can kind of see on this graph. I actually might be in the way a little bit here in the corner. But yeah. The official calculation, which is typically released by the Social Security Administration in October, is based on the average of July, August, and September data, With one third of the data needed to calculate the COLA already in, it is increasingly appears that the COLA for 2022 will be the highest paid since 1983 when it was 7.4%, said Mary Johnson, Social Security policy analyst at the Senior Citizens League. In 2021, the Social Security COLA was just 1.3%. So anything near or over 6% would be like 4 times higher. So, for example, if your average Social Security benefit, just for a round number, was $1,000 a month, last year you would have only got $13, 1.3% raise. If it's 6.3%, you would get $63 raise per month, or over the course of 12 months. Let's see here, that would be $756 as opposed to $13, which was only $156. So again, it's like 4 times more money is the expected cost of living adjustment that we were expecting to see for Social Security increases. Again, based on cost of living adjustment, we will see that final number probably come out in October. Now, this is in addition to the proposals that the Democrats, like Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren, and Ron Wyden, have unveiled a plan to increase Social Security benefits by $200 per month for all Social Security benefits beneficiaries. So, also, President Biden has a plan to increase Social Security benefits to a flat $1,341 per month. This would be in addition to the regular cost of living adjustments that could be included in any of the upcoming stimulus packages, like this upcoming $3.5 trillion stimulus package or any of the upcoming packages. Remember, on October 1st, the Democrats get a new set of reconciliation cards. October 1st is the new fiscal year where they get 2 to 3 more reconciliation cards for the next fiscal year, where they will be able to pass more packages after this and basically be able to pass more stimulus packages for the next year, basically until the next midterm elections when the Senate and the House of Representatives go up for re-election. There will be more stimulus packages after this, and basically whatever they don't pass in this next stimulus package will probably be passed in the next upcoming stimulus packages. Again, because the economy is likely going to take years to recover. So whatever they don't include in this next package will probably be included in the next upcoming stimulus packages. And what I mean, whatever's not included in this package, and I kind of mean this list. So these are all the things that the Democrats have kind of proposed to be in this next package. And I say the Democrats because the Democrats just happen to be in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency at this particular moment. Back in 2017 and 2018, the Republicans happened to be in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency back in 2017 and 2018. And the Republicans actually passed the 2017 Trump tax cuts through the reconciliation process. So again, the Democrats have a little bit over a year until the next midterm elections when the House and the Senate go back up for re-election. So they have a little bit over a year to continue passing more stimulus packages. And that's pretty much what the Democrats said they're going to continue to do. So this next stimulus package is the largest package yet to date. They've announced it at $3.5 trillion. And we're going to see what's going to be in this next package. They're kind of negotiating that right now. The Democrats are going to pass this on their own, and they're going to stuff a whole bunch of these things in this next package. But everything is not going to be in this next package. I mean, all 27 of these things are not going to make it in this next package. And some of these things are going to fall off and get included in the next package. And the next package will have some new things included in there as well, especially depending on how bad or how good the economy is doing. Especially right now with over 100,000 new virus cases. And I mean, if the economy continues to falter and kind of do worse, if we continue to see bad virus cases, falter on, and if we start to see, I mean, even new closures or you know any new shutdowns or anything like that in the future, I mean, stimulus will continue on for quite some time. I mean, like here's an example of kind of what's going on around the world. China is actually, well, check out this headline. China is actually in in a lockdown right now. So is Australia. They've been in a lockdown for over 30 days right now. China has over 20 different cities that millions of people are in a lockdown, and they actually just they're shutting down one of their major ports right now that is actually going to disrupt shipping to the United States in actually a major shipping kind of it's going to really disrupt shipping. It's kind of the easiest way to say it. And they actually said that shippers will likely pass on costs to consumers, heating up global inflation further ahead of the key holiday season. So this may actually inflate inflation or inflate costs to the United States, shipping costs even more. Kind of another reason why making things here in the United States is another reason to made in the U.S. is even more important. But that's easier said than done because wages are increasingly going up here in the United States, and the problem is this it's a very complex thing here because manufacturers look at things. So you take a manufacturer like Apple just as an example here. If they can get an iPhone, and I'm just taking this as an example here, they can get an iPhone made in China for $200. But if that same iPhone costs $600 to get made in the United States, see the problem? Like, if they could, if they sell an iPhone, I think like the cheapest one here is like $799. But if they had to make it here in the United States and it would double the cost, right? See the problem? Yeah. So that's why it's a complex situation that, like, yeah, we need to make more things here in the United States. It would create more jobs. And then you don't have to ship things over. But it's a very complex situation. It's not just like snap your fingers and just make everything here in the United States. And cases are getting so bad. The CDC, check out this headline, says that over 90% of U.S. counties now meet its guidelines for indoor masking. 90% of US counties. Yeah. And the FDA now actually has permitted a vaccine booster, a third shot for people with weakened immune system. But this is not the final approval. This is not the final approval just yet. You can see here the FDA has authorized vaccine booster shots for people with weakened immune systems, a highly anticipated move intended to shield some of the most vulnerable Americans from the highly contagious Delta variant. Today's actions allow doctors to boost immunity in certain immunocompromised individuals who need extra protection from the virus. The FDA okay is not the final go-ahead. The CDC has scheduled a meeting Friday to consider shots for immunocompromised Americans. If they issue a recommendation, it is approved by the CDC. Third shots could begin immediately. Also, check this out. The largest teacher union in the US has reversed course on vaccines and now says they're necessary. The largest teacher union in the United States is now supporting vaccine requirements ahead of the 2021 academic year. The National Education Association released a statement Thursday calling vaccine requirements an appropriate step as cases surge across the country. The union said that nearly 90% of its members report being fully inoculated against the virus. Quote, as we enter a new school year amidst a rapidly spreading Delta variant and lagging public vaccination rates, it is clear that the vaccination of those eligible is one of the most effective ways to keep schools safe. And they must be coupled with other proven mitigation strategies. So yeah, the country's really struggling with, coming out of this, and the economy is really struggling, and 100,000 new cases per day. And, as they're trying to pass this next $3.5 trillion package, but really the economic recovery is likely going to take years. and yet we're still dealing with the virus just raging on in this Delta variant. It's likely going to take a long, long time. Senator Bernie Sanders says he plans to persuade progressives to help pass the $3.5 trillion spending package. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that he has some in his Democratic caucus. Remember, the Democrats are going to pass this next package all on their own. All of the Republicans are going to vote no. And we've actually seen that in the first couple votes on the stimulus package. All the Republicans are going to vote no. We actually seen that in the third stimulus check package vote as well. All the Democrats are going to pass it. All the Republicans are going to vote no. So we kind of know that's how it's going to happen. But Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that there's some in his caucus, like AOC from the House, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, that actually want to spend more than $3.5 trillion. And then we have the Joe Manchins and the Kirsten Cinemas. Dun, dun, dun. You know, that's their theme song. They want to spend a little bit less. So Chuck Schumer has to kind of walk. He's the Senate Majority Leader and the leader of the Democrats in the Senate. He has to kind of walk this fine line to keep them all wrangled together and get all 50 Democrats to find this perfect compromise to get them all vote together and pass this package and get everybody to compromise and agree. Okay. And then they're going to have to do the same thing with the House of Representatives. And remember, it actually seems that the House of Representatives this time around with the Democratic Progressive Caucus, the Progressive Caucus is progressive actually means they're actually kind of more stimulus leaning. They're kind of like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. They're kind of very stimulus leaning. They're kind of very liberal leaning. There's actually more of them in the House. The Progressive Caucus, they're kind of stimulus leaning. They're like they want stimulus, right? They want stimulus checks. They want child tax credit checks. They want stimulus checks for adults. They want student loan forgiveness, right? They kind of want all those things, right? There's actually more percentage of them in the House, right? The Pramila Jayapals, the Rashida Tlaib, the AOCs. The Progressive Caucus in the House is like 100 members out of the House of Representatives. There's like 435 people in the House of Representatives, and the Democrats are like 51%, right? 52% or something like that, okay? And the Progressive Caucus is like 100 members of the Democrats, okay? And they have a pact that they all vote together. And Pramila Jayapal is the leader of that. And she's the one that has co-authored this bill from Rashida Tlaib and Pramila Jayapal for $2,000 stimulus checks one time, and then followed by $1,000 monthly recurring payments that go for 1 year after the pandemic is over. So they go for until the pandemic is over, and then 1 year after. Now, I don't know if we're going to get that, but we need to at least bare minimum get a forced stimulus check, right? A bare minimum. Monthly recurring stimulus checks would be the icing on the cake. Or maybe get the adult tax credit checks, which could be something like the monthly recurring checks that children are getting, right? $3,000 to $3,600 per year, right? That might be a middle compromise. Like a forced stimulus check would be like the minimum, right? That's a single stimulus check. The minimum compromise might be what the children are getting, the child tax credits. That's kind of the 3,000 to 3,000. So here's the minimum, right? That we all kind of want to get. Forced stimulus check, single check, right? That's kind of the one check at a time approach. We had that first stimulus check, then we had that second stimulus check, then we had the third stimulus check. We've already gotten 3 stimulus check. The third stimulus check package was actually kind of the best because we had the third stimulus check, and then children got that child tax credit on top of it. So it was kind of a double dip if you had children. If you didn't have children, then you didn't get that double dip. But there was kind of double dipping for other things. There was unemployment in there, which other packages had unemployment too. There was rent assistance in there. Maybe you got that as kind of a double dip. There was SNAP, WIC, and pandemic EBT in there. So there was kind of some other interesting things in there. We had that article where some families have actually gotten $35,000 combined with all these things in there. Some of you guys have actually gotten over $15,000 in just in rent assistance. Okay, so between all these different stimulus check 1, 2, 3, child tax credits, rent assistance, um, SNAP assistance, all these different things, it's kind of added up, but of course, it's probably all gone by now. So we're working on stimulus check 4. So the minimum would be we all want a forced stimulus check, okay? And the child tax credits. And then there's an adult tax credit. We know that there's going to be child tax credits and adult tax credits, but we don't know what they're going to be, okay? But a forced stimulus check we all kind of want that to be the minimum, okay? But will there be, is the adult tax credit, is it a monthly check like the child tax credit? Is it going to be $3,000 to $3,600? That would be pretty cool. That would be better than a single check of like $1,400, right? $3,000, $3,600 as like, that's better than a single check, right? But not as good as monthly checks of $1,000. So I guess we'll have to see, right? A single forced stimulus check is better than no stimulus check. So yeah, like I said, tweet your senators, email your representatives, call them, contact them on Twitter. Let them know that these Democrats, over 80 of them, are the ones that are supporting a forced stimulus check. So at the bare minimum, they need to include this. And along with all those other things, rent assistance, child tax credits, the adult tax credit they said is in there. This is $3.5 trillion. It's the largest stimulus package ever. And they're the ones that are setting this price tag. So we're going to see what's in there. So make sure to subscribe down below. I will keep you up to date with everything. Remember, new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is how a major Democratic leader is calling for a $10,000 stimulus. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.